Hello all you Bladers, and for today's Speculation Saturday video, we're gonna take a look at why Shu, Free, and Louie were replaced by phony characters in the Beyblade Burst GT anime, aka the 4th season of Beyblade Burst. Now, Fumiya and Loden own the new Fafnir and Longinus. Originally, or not originally, Free and Louie were supposed to own the new Fafnir and Longinus because they're the Bladers, but Fumiya and Loden replaced them, and that is something the reason why they're hated so much. I feel like Fumiya's hated the most just because Fafnir is more popular than Longinus. So, I mean, that's probably why Fumiya's probably the most hated character in all of Beyblade Burst. And yeah, Loden is like just kind of meh. I mean, he's not really relevant, which is why people didn't hate on him that much, because even though he replaced the new Longinus, we didn't really get to see that much of him being replaced, like Louie being replaced. Like, with Fumiya being a little bit more relevant than Loden in the show, it's kind of like a constant reminder of, oh, we should have had Free, oh, we should have had Free, and that's not a bad thing. Well, that is a bad thing, but, like, seeing Fumiya multiple times is not a bad thing if he wasn't a replacement of Free. If Fumiya was not a replacement of Free, he would be a fine side character. You know, Fumiya's got a nice personality, so is Loden. Every character has a cool personality, at least somewhat. Except for, speaking of Delta, Delta is basically a complete copy of Shu, and Dante is basically a complete copy of Volt. For example, they're bays, right? Straight up, they're bays. Dante, clockwise spinning attack type, Dragon. Volt, clockwise spinning attack type, Valkyrie. Shu, dual spin balance type that they try to make look really cool in the anime, and they make have OP abilities. Delta, dual spin bay, Diabolos, they try to make him look cool and have cool abilities in the anime. Now, about Shu and Delta for a bit, well, more about Shu than Delta. I used to hate Shu because I thought Shu was like, he was just overpowered. It's not really like overpowered in a sense of just the anime tried to make him look too cool. Like in the Beyblade Burst app, like Hasbro app where you scan the QR codes, I'm sure you guys know what that is. There's a bunch of video clips that you can watch, like 1-minute videos, like trailers of the first season where you can get more coins. In one of the trailers of like Shu, the announcer like shows a scene of him and Volt where like Shu's just like I'm more fun on my own, like, or I train better on my own, or I'm better off on my own. I'm better off on my own is what he said, and then the narrator's just like, that's like Shu. Cool. Like, they try to make Shu look too cool in the anime. Like, they definitely, like, in the first season, Shu got super popular because everyone thought he was cool, which, you know, makes sense because the anime tried to make him look so cool. And then, in the second season, they kind of, like, made him the villain, which was, I guess, fine, you know, because cool character development. But after the second season, because Shu was so popular, they made people wait so long for their, like, favorite character, Shu Kurenai, until, like, maybe the middle or end of the season. And then, like, people were, like, super excited for Shu in the third season. And then, as he didn't show up, he only showed up once on a phone call with Fubuki. He wasn't showing. People were kind of getting down. Shu shows up. Everyone gets hyped up. And then he's there throughout the season. It's kind of just, you know, getting a little bit higher, you know, neutralizing, staying the same, the graph of, like, excitement. And then he disappears for the 4th season completely. People, like, the graph of, like, excitement for Shu completely went down. And then he appears in Sparking in, like, the 17th or 16th episode, which is way earlier than he usually appears. The excitement for Shu went straight up, and now in DB, it's kind of going a little bit more down because he's not appearing at all, you know? I mean, at least he made a cameo in Turbo with the phone call before he actually appeared for real. So yeah, Shu and also Spryzen had, like, OP abilities, and that's the main reason I used to hate him. Now I realize my mistake. I mean, I do admit this. The anime definitely tried to make Shu look super cool. And they definitely gave some Spriggans OP abilities. Like, Legend Spriggan's my favorite Spriggan. After that is Chozy Spriggan and World Spriggan. I only like Chozy Spriggan because the layer design. I don't really like Zeta as a driver. I'm more of a unite and merge kind of person. Zero Wall is like, I mean, Zero is fine, but Wall, that's the reason I changed the stock combo of my Chosi Spriggan to the orange bump frame, which I might actually change to the black bump frame now that I think about it, because the wall frame was black, so I should probably switch out the bump for the black bump from Screw Trident for the stock combo of my Chosi Spriggan. But yeah, I really like the design of the Chosi Spriggan layer, but other than that, Legend and World were my favorite Spriggans because they didn't have any OP abilities. Storm Spriggan's the first Spriggan, obviously. The main reason I don't like Storm Spriggan as much as Legend, World, or Chosi is just because that's the season where they tried to make Shu looks too cool. And then for Spryzen Requiem and Lord Spriggan, they just had too many OP abilities. I tend to not like OP bays that much, just because you gotta give the other bays a chance, like the weaker bays, you know? But like, aside from that, I realize now that Shu is a cool character. He's detrimental to the season and the entire Beyblade Burst in general, and his bay is pretty cool. It's not like super duper 1000% cool, but you know, he's a really cool character, you know? He's not like, it's not like, he's not as cool as like, oh, there's like thousands of fangirls. Like, he shouldn't be that, like, cool. Or like, there shouldn't be this many fan-made pictures of Shu, but he's a cool character, is all. That's basically it. Okay, moving on. GT did something different. GT, the reason they replaced Shu, Free, and Louie is because, I mean, personally, this is my personal take on it. The only person who would actually know for sure is Hirota Morita, the actual writer of the season, the original writer of Beyblade Burst. So, this is just a theory, my personal thoughts. So, the reason, I think, is because they tried to do something different. As you noticed, in the first, second, and third seasons, we got to see a lot of the same characters, which is fine. We saw Vault consistently, we saw Shu consistently, we saw Free consistently, Rantaro, except for the third season where Hero was replaced with Ranjiro, and Rantaro's the top character, like my favorite character, along with Silas Carlisle, but Silas Carlisle is kind of like a second to Rantaro, personally. I like Rantaro a little bit more, just because he was introduced first, and Rockdivore was my first bay, so when I saw Rockdivore in the anime, and I was holding the Hasbro, like, Rising Ragnarok in my hand, I was like, hey, that's my Beyblade, it's on TV, my Beyblade's on TV. The good old days. 2016, 2017s. Yep. Anyway, the thing is, in GT, none of the characters from the first 3 seasons were there. Literally, the only characters from season 1 to 3 that was in GT were the 2 protagonists. That's it. I mean, Vault should be in every season. Vault is like the Wonder Boy. Like, they describe him in the anime as the Wonder Boy, and that's because he is the Wonder Boy. He's literally, like, legitimately the heart of Beyblade. He should be the protagonist at every single season, and I'm sure everyone would be fine with that. It's just, you know, maybe, like, make him lose miserably again to, like, restart his journey with like, Super King Bays or DB Bays, you know? Like, it would be nice to see him as a protagonist, especially if DB is the last season of Beyblade, which I assume it's not, just because I just assume that, because everyone thought Super King was going to be the last season. Some people even thought GT was going to be the last season, but people mostly thought Super King was going to be the last season, and look at that. DB's here. Still going. Do you have anything to say about that, people who thought Sparking was going to be the last season? Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway, so the only characters in GT from the first 3 seasons were the protagonists, so that's definitely a big boost. Also, in the 3rd season, Iger was the protag, right? The main character. I don't know why I said that twice. And they're obviously following his main story instead of Vault's, which is kind of a little bit of a bummer, but it's fine. The point being that they still showed Vault's story, because Vault, he was the world champion, and he is still part of the Beyblade story. He always will be, and he always should be. But in GT, Dante was the protagonist, so in GT, at least I assumed, Dante was going to take the place of Iger, and Iger was going to take the place of Vault. But the thing is, they didn't do that. They didn't. They literally showed Iger for, what was that, 3 episodes? 3 episodes, I think? I mean, you could blame part of that on the fact that the GT anime was only 26 episodes instead of 52 episodes, so, I mean, it could be 52, it's either 26 episodes that are the same time length, or it's 52 episodes that are half the time length. Like, for Super King and DB, they should be 52 episodes that are 22 minutes, but instead they're 52 episodes that are 13 minutes, and I watch the anime mainly on Netflix in English, and Netflix, for GT, it's 26 episodes that are 22 minutes, so maybe it would be 6 episodes if the timing and the episodes were right, but I just... GT, they tried to do something different. You can just kind of tell with the way the anime was, like, going, you know? They tried to do things a little bit differently, but I guess they just saw a lot of haters. Well, not haters. It's not like haters to say, we want Free and Louis back. That's, you know, we want Free and Louis back. What's wrong with that? That's not hating. But, like, they probably saw that everyone wanted Free and Louis back, so that's what they did in the Super King. So, yeah. And then, I feel like they just tried to change some things in GT, like, maybe, like, start a whole new generation of Bladers with only the protagonists being in the seasons. Like, maybe for the 5th season, if things were going the way they were, we would only see Dante, Vault, and Iger, and everyone else would be new characters, which would be fine, but at the same time, not really. Like, I feel like Super King... after Super King, they should have started a whole revolution. Like, GT was not the right time. GT was not the right time. It's only the 4th season. The 5th season is where all the bays became more iconic. Like, for example, Spriggan, it had all the gimmicks. It had the Burst Stoppers, it had Legend and Surprise and Requiem from God, which is cool, because God is the best season. It was a reference back to, like, how Shu had changed, like, Surprise and Requiem and Legend Surprise, when Shu was kind of evil, and it showed how his character has matured. Vault's Brave Valkyrie has grown to its full potential, with the entire bay having rubber, and the chip had the little cheek mark, resembling how Vault and Valkyrie had formed a true bond over the years. Longinus just had, like, such a crazy shape. It showed how far Longinus has evolved. Fafnir went straight back to Drain Fafnir's roots, and even had a counter mode, which showed how much Free has grown as a character. And there's, like, Dragon and Achilles with, like, their iconic drivers, too, and it's just, like, all the bays were so iconic, and the Bladers had grown to their full potential, except for some characters being trashed, which shouldn't have happened, but that's going to happen. It's just, like, the characters are going to be trashed sometimes, and there's nothing we can really do about it. But besides that, in Super King, the characters had grown to their full potential, and what do you do after something grows to its full potential? Well, you get rid of it, and get a new thing. But, you know, DB, that we get to see Free and Louis again, it's not a disappointment. I mean, I feel like they should have gone with a new revolution, but it's not to say that it's a disappointment that they're here in DB, because it's not. It's cool to see Free and Louis again. And this is probably not going to be the last time, just considering everything that I've talked about so far. So, yeah, I guess, basically, like, I talked about a lot of, like, off-topic stuff in this video, which happens a lot to me. I just, like, lose track of stuff when I'm talking about it. Sometimes that happens. But basically, why Free and Louis were not appeared in the Beyblade Burst GT anime is because GT was trying to bring, at least in my opinion, GT was trying to bring a whole new generation of Bladers. Besides the protagonists of the first 3 seasons, they were trying to bring a whole new revolution of Bladers, whole new revolution of Beyblade, and I think that's partly why Arthur, like, his main mission was to, like, create a whole new Beyblade world under his rule. I guess they were kind of, like, referencing that, I don't know. That's just my take on it, so whatever takes you guys have, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. And we finally reached 105 subscribers, which is amazing. I will definitely have a video tomorrow on Sunday just talking about how, like, that has, like, come to pass, like, how, like, the channel has grown, like, you know. And also, thank you guys for all of your support, like, all of you just commenting in the videos, like, just, like, giving me positive energy, because it's really, really helped. I like interacting with you guys, and I like making these videos. And to be completely honest, I could care less for subscribers and views, because, I mean, YouTube is based on, like, earning money for like subscribers and views, but I personally, I could care less about that. I don't really care that much about subscribers and views. I do these videos for two main reasons. Number one, Beyblade's amazing, and it's super fun. So give me a reason not to make videos if Beyblade is super amazing and super fun. And not just the battles. The battles are amazing, but talking about it is fun too. And also, number two, interacting with the Beyblade community, aka you guys in the WBO, and just like commenting on other Baytubers videos is something I also really enjoy. So those are the basic two main reasons I could do these videos. If I had like 2 subscribers, I would probably continue doing this. And at this point, like, just yesterday morning, I had 90 subscribers, and then at the end of the day, 105 subscribers. Boom. Just a miracle. A miracle. So yeah, I had kind of given up on the 100 subscriber thing. I was hoping it would happen, and look at that. It did. So yeah, thank you guys for all your support. We finally reached 100 subscribers. The next big step is probably 1,000, then after that 10,000, 100,000, and hopefully one day 1,000,000, if that ever comes to pass. And yeah, with that being said, let me know why you think Shoofree and Louie weren't in the Beyblade vs. GT anime. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and have fun, peace out, and don't forget to keep on blading.